Okay, let's settle one of the biggest debates in the entire fitness world. A question that splits lifters right down the middle. Does absolutely destroying your legs on leg day actually help your quest for a bigger upper body, or is it secretly hurting it? All right, let's get into the science. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You go in, you crush a brutal leg session, and for the next 2 days, you're walking around like you've never used your legs before. So the question is that massive fatigue also sabotaging your bench press, your pull-ups, all your upper body work? Or is it the secret anabolic trigger you've been missing? That's what we're going to unpack today, using real research to get a real answer. The whole argument really comes down to these two completely opposite ideas. On one side, you've got the anabolic trigger theory. This is the old school wisdom that heavy squats basically turn your body into a growth hormone-producing machine. But on the other side, you have the recovery drain idea, which says, look, your body's got a limited budget, and a huge leg day can totally bankrupt your ability to build muscle anywhere else. So which one is it? So let's start with the classic argument, right? This is the reason every old school bodybuilder told you to never ever skip leg day. This is the case for making leg training your secret weapon for a bigger chest, back, and arms. This is the big one, the one you've probably heard a million times, the hormone hypothesis. The idea is pretty simple. You train the biggest muscles in your body, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, and this creates such a massive stress that your body just freaks out and floods your system with all these amazing muscle-building hormones, like testosterone and growth hormone. And since those hormones go everywhere, the thinking is they help all your muscles grow, top to bottom. And, the science does show this happens. It's real. After a tough leg workout, you absolutely get a temporary spike in testosterone and a big jump in growth hormone. And yeah, these are systemic. They go through your whole body. But here's the catch, the really important detail. You also get a rise in IGF-1, which is a super important growth factor. But its effect is mostly local. It sticks around in the muscle you actually just trained. And that leads us to the big but. While that hormone spike is totally real, modern research has really struggled to prove that a short-term boost, we're talking maybe an hour or so, actually leads to more muscle on your chest or arms in the long run. They've done studies on this, and it turns out the spillover effect from those hormones might be a bit, overrated. But hold on, don't write off leg day just yet, because the hormone idea might be a little shaky, but there's another argument that is much, much stronger. It's a cool concept called vertical strength transfer. And this isn't about hormones floating around in your blood. This is all about your brain and your nervous system. So how does this actually work? Well, think of it like this. First, when you do a really heavy lift, like a squat, your brain has to send out this massive, high-powered signal to your muscles. Second, that signal basically wakes up your entire central nervous system, putting it on high alert. And then third, that high alert state can actually carry over, letting you tap into more muscle fibers when you go to do your upper body lifts. It's like your brain learns how to get strong, and then it applies that lesson to everything. And we've got some pretty amazing data to back this up. A 2018 study looked at this exact thing. They took two groups of guys who lift. Both did the same upper body routine, but only one group also did a high-volume leg day. And the results were just wow. The leg day group saw a 7.2% increase in their 1-rep max for the bench press. The other group, just 2.1%. And this chart just says it all. It wasn't just about strength. The high-volume leg day crew also saw way more muscle growth in their arms. So that neurological drive from doing more sets and reps for legs, it really did create this system-wide effect that boosted their upper body results. There's definitely a powerful case to be made for training your legs. But now we gotta flip the coin, because a stimulus that massive comes with a massive cost. So let's look at the other side of the coin, the case for leg day being a total recovery robber. Okay, the absolute best way to think about this is to imagine a recovery bank account. Every day, your body has a limited supply of resources. We're talking energy, protein, all the good stuff to repair and build muscle. Every single workout you do is a withdrawal from that account. The real question is, can you actually afford the massive withdrawal that leg day requires? And trust me, leg day is a huge withdrawal. I mean, your legs have about half of your body's total muscle, so the energy it takes to train them and then to repair them is just enormous. As you can see here, a heavy squat session can cost you nearly double the calories of a heavy bench session. It is, by a long shot, the most expensive workout in your playbook. And this crazy high cost leads to a big problem: resource competition.
When you take out a huge loan to repair your quads and glutes, there's just less left in the bank for your chest and shoulders. Your body has to pick its priorities, and the huge muscle damage from leg day screams for attention, which can leave your upper body goals getting shortchanged.
And that cost isn't just about calories. It's also about fatigue, and there are different kinds. You've got the immediate stuff, but the real villain here is central nervous system fatigue. The intense neural drive you need for squats can leave your CNS feeling drained for a day or two. And that means if you try to hit a heavy bench press the next day, your brain just can't send those powerful signals you need to lift big, which directly kills your performance. Okay, so we've got two really compelling but totally opposite arguments. One says leg day is an amazing catalyst for growth, the other says it's a progress killer. So who's right? Well, what the science tells us is that the answer isn't a simple yes or no. The real answer is, it's not if you do leg day, it's how. So if we look here, we can see the real dividing line. Leg day becomes this huge plus when you're smart about it. When you use just enough volume to get that awesome neurological power-up without totally draining the tank. But it immediately becomes a minus when you go overboard, creating so much recovery debt that your upper body workouts are left running on fumes. This is the absolute key takeaway. The entire effect of leg day on your upper body goals comes down to two simple things: the dose, how much work you actually do, and the timing, where you put it in your week. If you get those two things right, leg day is your ally. Get them wrong, and it can be your worst enemy. Okay, so knowing that dose and timing are everything, how do we actually put this into practice? Let's build a simple, smart blueprint to make sure your leg day is always supporting your goals and never, ever sabotaging them. First things first, your workout split is absolutely crucial. An upper-lower split is fantastic because it automatically gives you at least 48 hours for your nervous system to recover. A push-pull leg split is also a great choice, as long as you're smart and put a full rest day right after that leg session. The goal here is simple. You want to build a firewall between your leg day fatigue and your most important upper body days. Number 2, you have to manage the dose. Look, if your main goal right now is a bigger upper body, then you have to start thinking of leg day differently. It's not the main event anymore. It's a supporting actor. You're just looking for the minimum effective dose. For a lot of us, that's just 3 to 5 really hard, high-quality sets of a big move like squats. That's enough to get the benefits without overdrawing that recovery account. And finally, number 3, you gotta pay back that bank account with smart nutrition. On leg day and for the 2 days after, you have to get strategic. The research suggests bumping up your protein intake so your body doesn't have to steal resources that should be going to your upper body. And timing your carbs around your workout is key. You've got to fund the recovery properly. So the debate is pretty much settled. Leg day isn't good or bad. It's just a really powerful tool that you get to control. It can be a saboteur or it can be your absolute secret weapon. So now that you have the science, the only question left is, how are you going to use it? Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the science and you want more ways to build your body with your brain, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Train smart, and I will see you in the next one.